Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be trying a new collaboration palette from Heather Austin and Unearthly Cosmetics. She was kind enough to ask for my address to send me this beautiful collab right here, and I'm very excited for her, so congratulations Heather. But not only am I very excited for her, I have never tried Unearthly Cosmetics before and I have heard so much about it, so I'm also very excited that I finally get to try it. Take a look right here at the PR box. It's got a bunch of beetles on the outside with this foil detail on it, and it looks dark and mysterious, and I simply can't wait to get into this one. So in today's video I will be of course showing you everything, swatching everything. We'll do an eyeshadow look with this palette and I simply cannot wait. So if you're excited, give the video a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so once you open this box right here, you get the Resurgence collection. As you can see, it has 3 different items in there. On this side it says Heather Austin and Unearthly, and it has the same type of packaging as the outside box. I was asking Heather questions about this collection. Here's what she told me. This full collection launches May the 25th. The collection is going to retail for $86, so you can get this whole thing for $86. If you just want the eyeshadow palette retails for $45, and it is the only thing that you will be able to get outside of the collection. So you get either the palette or the collection. You cannot get the gloss or the Chic palette separately. Besides that, influencer discount codes will not work on this collection because it is a collab. I don't have an influencer code with them. If you are getting anything else from their website along with this collection, feel free to use Heather's code to save some money, and her code is just Heather. So let's go ahead and open this one up. Let me show you everything that comes in here. I'm very excited because I discovered Adept Cosmetics and how amazing Adept Cosmetics formulas are. Thanks to Heather collaborating with them last year, I bought the Heather Austin palette from Adept Cosmetics, and that is how my romance with that brand started. So I'm hoping the same thing happens with Unearthly Cosmetics. We'll see. I got all 3 things out of the box. Once you get the palette out, here is what it looks like, and let's open it right here. It has a really beautiful combination of shimmer shades and matte. It's got a big mirror right here on this side. Here is what the Heather Austin and Unearthly gloss looks like. Let's go ahead and swatch this one. I'm assuming it'll swatch kind of clear. Ooh, clear, but when you look at it, it has multi-chrome shimmers in there. It's got pink and gold and blue and whites. Those are all of the colors I see in that gloss. Take a look at it right there. You can even see it on the camera, the little blue sparkles in there. Take a look right here at the Cheek palette. This one comes in a very similar packaging to the eyeshadow palette. Once you open it, you got 2 highlighters inside. You got Renewal and Rebirth. And let's go ahead and swatch these. This shade right here called Renewal has a lot of different reflex in it. When I turn my swatches to me, not only do I see that pink shift that shows on camera, but it has a very intense gold duochrome to it. So I'm going to swatch these right here. I don't see as much of a duochrome effect on the lighter one, although I guess it does also have gold in it, so it's like white and gold. And you can take a look right there at the swatches on the back of my hand. These felt very, very creamy, and they are definitely really nice and pigmented. I would say you could use this if you have a lighter complexion like mine. I would say you could use the darker of the 2 highlighters as a blush, but I would be lying to you because I do not like when blushes have that much shimmer in it. So I would just say this is a highlighter for darker complexions and a highlighter for lighter complexions. If you love a lot of shimmer in your blush, then by all means use that one as a blush. But me personally, I have textured skin. I cannot put that amount of shimmer and shine on the apples of my cheeks because it would not be pretty. Okay, so now that we got those swatches out of the way, let's go ahead and swatch this eyeshadow palette. I'm very curious to see the formulation of Unearthly Cosmetics eyeshadows because like I said before, I've never tried this brand before. So I'm going to start from top to bottom the way probably most of us would. So this first shade is called Beetle, and it is a matte black with glitter sparkles added to it. Then we have Creation, which is a multi-chrome shade. This one has a bunch of different shades in there. I see some pink, some blue, some silver, I think. Maybe also some teal and gold. I don't know, there's a bunch of shades in there, but I can't tell them apart per se. It does have a very intense shift to it, as you can see on the camera. And then we have the first matte shade, which is this blue called Cosmology. Take a look right there. This one swatched really nice and intense as well. Second row, we have the shade Scarab, which is this really nice shimmer pewter, dark pewter. Then Cerambus, which is the lightest matte shade, and the one I intend to use as my transition color. Very, very nice and creamy as well. I grabbed a little more. And then Regeneration, which is the name of the palette, and it is this really nice green type of shade. Okay, so then we have Jewel, which is a beautiful gold shimmer, a color called Life, which is the lightest shimmer shade in this palette. I'm sure this one will make for a perfect inner corner shade. And then the color Solar Symbol, which is a beautiful, beautiful multi-chrome shade. I see green, I see gold, and it looks spectacular swatched. In the last row, we have a matte red shade. Whoa, this is pigmented. We have the color Transformation, which is a beautiful purple with duochrome shimmers in there. And then the color Nymph, which is a stunning matte pink shade. Alright, so take a look right here at every single shade swatched. I am beyond impressed at how creamy all of these shades are. And I kind of expected the shimmers to be really nice and creamy and pigmented. So I would say I am more impressed at the mattes because they not only are extremely pigmented shades, but for the most part, they were very, very creamy to kind of slide across in the swatch. So I'm assuming that they are going to look amazing once I put them on the eyes. Impressed with the swatches so far, obsessed with the shimmer shades that this palette has. So now let me think of what colors to put together to create a night look. We'll see. I got my hair out of the way. I have my reference number 15 brush ready, and I'm going to start with this shade right here because there isn't a better transition shade in this palette than this one. So this is going to be used all throughout the crease of my eye as a transition. I really love soft cooled purples like this one, so I'm just building it up right here on the crease of my eye, and the same thing over on this side. Okay, so now that that purple is down, I wasn't sure if to go with the blue or the pink to intensify things with, so I think I want to mix them. So with a reference number 1, I'm going to tap into both of those colors one at a time to hopefully mix them into a purple shade. We'll see how that works. I think that might have worked. This is what I have on my brush, and I'm going to tap it on both of my outer corners because I grabbed quite a bit. Wow, I think that worked. Okay, I'm actually impressed myself. So with my newly created purple shade, I'm going to intensify the outer corner of my eye. And I'm doing the same thing over here. I'm kind of jumping between both eyes so that they look the same. And with the tip of my reference number 1 brush, I'm just blending the upper edge onto my transition color. I want to pinkify it a bit more, so I'm going only into this shade Nymph now. This is what that looks like. And I'm going to just press a little bit of Nymph on top of my mixture to make it a bit more purple, a bit less blue. My obsession with purple eyeshadow is real, so I made it. And that is a really stunning purple shade too. Plus, I wanted to try mixing shades because one of the things I noticed about this palette is this red and that blue are very contrasting shade, but also like true primary colors. And after I swatched them and I saw how creamy these were, I figured they would be great blending colors to kind of change the palette a bit. So here we are with purple eyeshadow 5 minutes later. I feel like I have to use this shade right here, Regeneration. So I'm going to use it on the inner half of my crease here. And this is a reference number 14 brush I'm using to blend this shade in place. right here. That is really pretty. And it creates a really stunning contrast with the purple for sure. Just blending it in place there. I'm going to get the color Solar Symbol here. This was one of my favorite shimmers when I swatched them. And I'm going to add it to my eyelid, starting from the inner corner all the way to the center of my eyelid here. Very, very pretty. I like that. Of course, we are doing the same thing over on this side. And then with my finger, I'm grabbing a bit of the shade Creation, and I'm going to stamp it right in the center here between the gold shimmer and the matte purple, because I figured this would be a good transition between those shades, and it is, and I love it. Wow, honestly, this is coming out so much better than I anticipated. I love it. Just tapping it in place right there. So for my under eye area, I feel like I want to continue to kind of have that purple going on. So once again, with the reference number 13 this time, I'm going to blend these two shades on my brush, and we are going to blend that mixture underneath the eye. Just like so. See, this side came out a bit more blue than this one, so I'm just going to grab a bit more pink and run it over the blue. And that should hopefully make it the same. A little bit of our transition color and further diffuse that bottom edge. I didn't have an exact match for a waterline color, so I just used a purple eyeliner. This is from NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in the shade Graphic Purple. I feel like that looks okay. Okay, I lied. I'm making it match a little better. See, this is the new eyeliner. So this is Glossier in Lapis, and I'm just putting it over that purple to match a little better. Apparently we're mixing everything today, even our eyeliner. I forgot an inner corner shade, so we're using the reference number 26 and the shade Life. And we're putting that one right here, mixing it in. And this is a perfect inner corner shade for this look. I love it. Mix it in a bit, just like so. Alright, so here's the eye look so far before a mascara or lashes. Take a look. I'm going to go off camera and put on some mascara. Maybe some lashes, maybe not, we'll see. And then when I get back, we'll try the highlighter and the gloss. Back with mascara on, here is the final look. Definitely loving the way everything turned out. Before trying on the highlighter, let me put on a little bit of blush. This one is Gucci in the color Silky Rose. So I'm just going to add this one to the top of my cheekbones here. I hadn't added any blush on before because I was waiting to see what eye look I did to then decide on a blush color. So with this Ariel number 14 brush, let's try out the color Rebirth right here on the top of my cheekbone. This one is a very glittery highlighter, so if you like your highlighters to be like a shiny, smooth type of thing, rather than for them to have little specks of sparkle in them, then this one might not be for you. I personally am one who prefers the silky smooth shiny highlighters to the glittery ones. So this is not usually the type of highlighter that I go for. It's very pretty for sure, very shiny, but just not the type of highlighter that I go for, because I sometimes find that highlighters like these can enhance my texture a little bit. But you be the judge of that. So I'm just adding it on my temple and the top of my cheekbone here. Before I put on the gloss, I'm going to do the Muted Mauve Anastasia lip liner to give the lips a bit more definition. And once the lip liner is on, let's go on with this gloss. It is not sticky, so points for it right there. Gloss on, and this right here is the finished look. The gloss I really did like. It doesn't only make your lips look super juicy, but I just love that it is not sticky at all whatsoever. Besides that, I am very, very impressed with the Unearthly Cosmetics eyeshadow formula. And you guys saw, I put it to the test. I started mixing colors, combining them with one another. And even though I did that, the eye look came out spectacular. The way that blue and pink mixed into the perfect purple shade has me very impressed still. And the only reason that happened is because the matte shades in this palette are super soft and very pigmented, so they blended into one another to perfection. Honestly, very impressed with that. Besides that, I knew I was going to be in love with the shimmers, and I am in love with the shimmers. The sparkly shades are incredible. I love the eyeshadow look that I created. If you guys watch my channel often, you know that I am much more of a basic makeup type of person, but I do like to dabble into some color. And honestly, it was so fun to play with the colorful makeup today that I didn't miss the nude shades in it. I'm definitely very thankful that this light purpley shade is included in this palette because it helps to soften up the look in a very beautiful way. And overall, I just can't wait to continue to play with this one. It is such a fun eyeshadow palette. I'm obsessed with the shades of the shimmers that Heather chose for this collaboration, and I cannot believe how beautiful the matte formula of Unearthly Cosmetics eyeshadows is. Why didn't you guys tell me before? Let me know if you've tried Unearthly Cosmetics before and you feel the same about the matte eyeshadow formulas, because they are so soft and so pigmented and so blendable. I love them. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget that if you're interested, the collection comes out May 25th. Huge congratulations to Heather on this collaboration, and I cannot wait to continue to play with this palette. If you like today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.